Have you ever really asked yourself, what do I believe in? What is my truth? Have you ever felt lost when somebody asked you what your values were? What if they asked you to write them down? Would they come to you easily, or would you get stuck? And I'm talking about more than the generic do the right thing, because what does that even mean? It's definitely not the same for everybody. And more than be honest and be a good person, I'm asking you, what values do you live by? What rules do you conduct yourself? How do you make your choices? What values do you hold that make you the best version of you? I think that having your values written down is extremely important so that they're always at hand as a reminder to live true to yourself, and also as a gauge for all the choices that we encounter on a day-to-day basis. I was taught a very powerful exercise. It has significantly impacted the way that I handle myself. I went through the exercise of writing my value statement. All of the beliefs that I hold to the core of my being, the beliefs and standards I hold that help me determine which choices to make in any given situation. I ask myself, does this job, does this relationship, does this friendship allow me to live true to my values? If I make this decision, am I living in alignment with my standards? For example, my values are faith, love, passion, and integrity. I strive to live within these values every day. Do I always hit the mark? No, but they're written down and I know that those are my solid core values. I also value my freedom above anything else. I'm not bound by the limiting beliefs of others, and I'm a loyal, loving, and encouraging friend. These are just a few examples that are written in my value statement. Yours will be different, of course. This has become the best tool that I use to determine what to hold on to or what to let go of in my life. And I use it as part of my daily ritual. I have my morning coffee and I read my value statement, and I also reread it throughout the day if I need to. So I keep it on my phone, I keep it in my email so that it's always readily available whenever I need it. And because I am an ever-changing person in constant growth mode, I have updated this document many times, and it will continue to be a working document. I encourage you to really sit and take some time and think this out. What are your values? What's important to you? What are your non-negotiables? What are the standards by which you live? And don't bullshit yourself by writing things that you think sound good or things you think you should believe. If you're truly honest with yourself, you will get uncomfortable with this exercise, and that's okay. That's great, because now you're probably going to realize that you haven't entirely been living up to your own standards. And don't get down on yourself if that's the case. This is the perfect opportunity for you to grow. Now, the tricky part is when you begin using your value statement to assess the life you're living. You may ask yourself, is this person I'm dating, is this job I'm doing, is this friendship I'm holding on to allowing me to live true to my value statement? Am I in alignment? And do not get discouraged if you realize that most of your life is out of whack with your values. Society conditions most of us to do what we're told, and that may not align with your values. There are certainly many of my values that don't align with the status quo. Instead, you can feel empowered because now you've got a solid definition of what your values are in writing. This can be your personal diagnostic system, if you will. The more you use it, the easier it will get. At first, though, it will be hard. You may lose relationships. You may decide a job change is needed, or pack up and move, or finally make that phone call. I even use it for small decisions, like should I go out on a Friday night and be social, or stay at home and be a shut-in with my puppy? Things will start to shift the more you start living your values. When you know your values through and through, you'd be surprised at how much easier making decisions becomes. And you'll also start to feel much more confident. You'll start to build relationships with people who live in alignment with your values, and you'll start to find it easier to let go of those who don't. You'll also learn to accept those people who may not hold your values, but you still want to have them in your life. And trust me, I have plenty of those individuals in mind. If you're not sure where to start, just grab a pen and paper and find your favorite alone space and start by writing a bunch of sentences that begin with "I believe," blah, 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 and just kind of free write until you get into the zone. If you get stuck, just put the paper down somewhere where you can access it easily and come back to it. For me, my values would come to me at random times, so I would just write them on stickies and add them to the document later. Knowing your values is a building block to being a confident and empowered woman. The sooner you get started in writing your value statement, the sooner you begin to live in alignment with your values. If you'd like to see an example, check out the full version of my value statement at Truthatude.com. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and make sure you follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching.